So we started with this idea of a world and nature, and there was like at the beginning these three pillars, right? Is photography, animals, and the world, and those three things work really well together. If you want to take a picture, you need the animals because they move, and the animals need to live in the world, and there's the exploration. Those three things, you couldn't separate them, and we realized, oh, we're making a game about nature appreciation. It was clear that the game wanted to be that, and we wanted it to be that.
As we got into the narrative experience and starting to think about well, what could be happening to this island? If we look at what Alba cares about, the nature reserve being her haven and having that sort of be endangered, which is a story that's being told across the planet. That really started well, what is it in the gameplay that connects that narrative point to this movement? That's something she cares about and she wants to do something about. How does she make anything happen? Alba's just one little person running around with her best friend and sees a problem, and she's there's trash just on the ground, and animals could be injured by this. There's the nature reserve's been left in disrepair. We need to repair this. And just by her vocalizing this and talking to people and kind of making people notice it, it sort of changes other people's ideas and makes them notice what's happening. And so our signatures and gathering the petition signatures was sort of our core way of okay, Alba's going to do all these things that she's interested in, she's caring about, and other people are going to notice. And all these small things are going to build up into one big change.
We wanted to find a way to help our players to tackle some of these themes that they've played within Alba in the real world too. And we wanted to help inspire them to maybe make real world changes or change some of their habits to be more environmentally conscious. And we worked with different partners to help us achieve some of these goals. One of the companies we worked with was called Counter Sin. We became a founding partner, and they're a pledge campaign where players could take one of 16 steps that will help them to reduce their carbon footprint. Another step that we took was to make sure that some of the themes that we talked about in Alba had been rigorously checked by some experts in the field. And we worked with some science communicators at the Natural History Museum who played early versions of the game and worked with us around some of the different tasks and things that happen in the game that have this sort of sustainability and wildlife conservation theme. Probably our biggest call to action, and probably the biggest impact that we've been able to make in the real world, has been through Alba's Forest, which is a tree planting campaign we decided to implement. For every copy of the game that is sold or downloaded, we're planting one tree through our partner Ecology.
We've been delighted with the reception and reaction from players and industry alike with Alba. It's a piece of work we're super proud of having put out there. It's been amazing to receive recognition from industry, for example, lovely awards, and we've even seen players doing things like cleaning up their local beaches, parks and neighbourhoods, and it just really shows that the environmental message has hit home.